All right, we are live and going live again with Gilberto Rosas, who has lost 22 pounds in about 6 weeks, and he's got rid of his asthma, which is really cool on my program. He's also seen some other cool benefits. We went live earlier today and had some technical difficulties, so we are live again, and we're going to hear his story. He's seen some great progress with his health and his weight, but also he's been super busy. He's had lots going on. He's an entrepreneur. He runs an online business. He made a transition in life, and he's also had some other experience other places. So if you are just joining us again, just to recap a little bit from the first one, we do these lives for people who are just joining our program, who are wanting to see same types of success that Gilberto has, and so they hear his story and know that it's possible. And it's also a fun time for them to celebrate, obviously the success that they've had thus far, because they've been working to take control of their health and lose the weight and really improve. So it's exciting. I'm excited to hear Gilberto's success, not just with his health, but in other areas I know he's had. So let's go ahead. I'm just inviting a few of our other metabolic champions on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and invite Gilberto on here. So if you guys are joining and you're watching this, please feel free to comment, ask questions, and give a thumbs up, give a like for Gilberto and his progress, and so that he can feel your love. So let's go ahead live here. Gilberto, I see you're on here. I'm gonna bring you on. See if we can get the sound to make sure it's working and the video. Let's see what we can do here. Gilberto, try to request to join. It's saying I can't bring you on for some weird reason. All right, he's at.
Hey, we're on.
Hey, we're on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Is there a delay on the sound, or is it good?
There isn't when you talk to me. Is there one from when I talk to you?
Yeah, there's like a slight one.
Okay. Maybe it'll catch up with us. Maybe we can power through and it'll catch up with the internet speed. So.
Yeah, I'm at the co-working spot here, but yeah, it looks pretty good now. There's no delay.
Okay. Awesome. So. All right. So we did a live earlier. Gave the intro there. So let's just recap a little bit. Tell us where you were at before you started the program. Just briefly tell us what you'd tried before, just in case people are joining us for the first time. They didn't hear it the first live we did.
Definitely. So yeah, before I got started with Jared's program, I was doing like a lot of like other I started with like online programs, like a couple of the ones that you probably get targeted on Instagram and stuff. I've probably like joined those at some point. And so I started off with those, and I saw like, somewhat some results, but there was like no like accountability. And so that's where I kind of got the idea to go into like online coaching. So I hired someone, started working with him, and I got some good results. I think the most that I got was like, I think 15 pounds in like 3 months was the biggest result I got from that. But then it ended up coming back, and that was only like in a I think it was a 3-month time span. And so I was going through that, and I noticed it wasn't really as effective. Like I kept going to like coach after coach, and it was just kind of like a up and down kind of thing. I would get some results, and then it would just like go like back up after like 6 months. The weight would just come back. And so it wasn't until like I came to Jared that I kind of figured out like why that was happening and why that kept happening like pretty consistently. And yeah, apparently like there's others that also like have like the same problem as well, like where they're going to like online coaches and stuff, and they're doing like the whole macro counting stuff like I did. Like I still got the scale and everything, and they're still like not seeing results. So yeah, it's kind of like in the boat that I was in.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you tried other things. You'd worked with some online programs, worked with a personal trainer, and saw some results. It sounds like about 15 pounds in a 3-month period, and then obviously the weight comes back on. And we've talked a lot about why that happens, right? And that's one of the things that I know you mentioned before
Yeah.
was that's been kind of fun for you, is to learn some of the why behind why we gain weight, right, in the first place, or why we gain it back.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Okay, awesome. And I know you mentioned before you'd done a lot of exercise, right? You lift weights or you do cardio, and remind me, you had started out kind of at a 45-minute mark as far as how long you spent in the gym, and that slowly worked up. What kind of exercise, or how much exercise were you doing before?
So it started off with like about 45 minutes. That was like in the early years of college. And then around like towards the end, I would say in the last year or so, it's been like, 2 hours just in the gym, from like the warm up all the way down to like the cardio. So I would usually do like some powerlifting or some like hypertrophy work. And then after that, I'd get into the little like treadmill thing, do about like 30 minutes with that. And yeah, I mean, I got some muscle packed on, but it wasn't really like as effective as you would think. Like you'd think with like 2 hours in the gym, you'd just be like absolutely like yoked, but it's like not really as effective, I realized. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how many days a week were you going to the gym?
Minimum five.
Wow. Okay. Cool. So lots of
Yeah.
time in the gym, lots of time counting calories and macros, it sounds like, as well. So,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. So
Yeah, it got pretty
so
crazy. Yeah, I think I mentioned in the other. Oh, were you saying something?
Go for it. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, yeah, it got pretty crazy. It was like 2 hours, 5 days minimum, and it was like around like 1,800 calories that I was doing. Like I just trying to get into that deficit or whatever, but it was too much. Like it was like way too much like time in the gym and like not enough calories. It was pretty crazy. I'm a 200-pound dude, 220 pounds back when I was doing that. And I was only eating like 1,800 calories. It was nuts.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it's a pretty common thing, actually. I hear that from a lot of people, that they're counting,
Yeah.
they're exercising, they're in deficits, and it's just not getting them where they want to go. So, okay, cool. So you've been doing this, you'd mentioned, for several years, right? And then you obviously, we jumped on a call together. I think you'd saw an interview I did with Sam Ovens and his program, and then you joined the program. Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to join the program. What was kind of the catalyst? What was the kind of like, yeah, I'm going to do this?
Well, I would say like you got me when you were like on the video and you kind of like showed me something that I hadn't heard before, because I always thought it was just about like the calories. Is there like an echo? I always thought it was just about the calories, like you just bring it down. But then you showed me. I hear like an echo on my end.
Oh, really?
Is that showing up on yours?
Not on mine, no. Can anybody who's watching?
Okay, I can hear myself right now. No, all right, I'll just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, like what kind of got me in? Yeah, I can hear my voice. It's crazy.
Maybe take your headphones out and plug them back in and see if that changes.
Yeah, I'll take the headphones on. Yeah. Yeah, so the part that like got me on board with the program was that you like kind of showed me something that I hadn't really heard of before, or like kind of like wasn't really brought up, because I follow a lot of like the fitness YouTubers, and a lot of them, like a lot of things that they preach is like you just got to like hone in on your macros, like bring the calories down. As long as you're in a caloric deficit and you're getting in the gym, you're gonna lose the weight. You're gonna lose it. It's cause and effect, all that kind of stuff. And so like when I saw your Sam Ovens video, like it kind of I was like, that makes total sense. Like now this can make sense right here. Like I can get on board with this. And you kind of brought up how it was like the insulin resistance, the inflammation, and all that stuff that was like what caused like that weight gain. And so like as soon as I heard that, I hopped on a phone call with you and tried to get more details. And it was like, I mean, you pretty much sold me like on that video, because it was just like, yo, like dude, take my credit card. Like this is a no-brainer, man. Like definitely it's a no-brainer. And so, yeah, like if any of you guys have already like hopped on a phone call with him, you know that he's like a super smart dude. Like he knows his stuff. So that was like another kind of part where I was just like, dude, like this guy knows his stuff. Like I'm in good hands. Like he knows what he's doing. And so yeah, like that's pretty much what got me on board, is like just that whole part where you talked about like everything, what causes like, you know, weight loss, and like how your program can fix that. And I was like, dude, I've already tried everything else, like everything. Like there's like literally nothing else. It's either this or nothing else.
Cool. Okay, awesome. So, which is great. I think a lot of people have tried other methods before they come to me, and because there's a lot of programs out there who are very well known. A lot of people spend a lot of money to advertise online, and so you know it's pretty common to hear that. So, okay, cool. So tell me, as you join the program, what's been kind of your experience now, just for people joining and watching? Gilberto's already gone through the losing portion, which is 6 weeks, and then our locking portion, which is about another 6 weeks. Tell me about your experience as you've gone through the program. As far as I know, you move, you run a business, you know you're a busy guy. So tell me a little bit about how it was through the program, how you were successful, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So let me just take off my earphone because I still hear the echo. So yeah, basically, like what I really love about the program is that it's very easy to implement. Like it gives you the guidelines on like what exactly to do like during the 6 weeks, and like it's very structured, and like very like once I saw the videos, like I'll just reference back and see like what I have to do and all that stuff. And it's basically like 2 meals. It's very like it's like very efficient. So like for me, I usually get on sales calls because I have like my online business. I moved out here to Playa del Carmen, so I have like a very like busy schedule. And so with this kind of stuff, like it just like, I don't know, it's perfect for any entrepreneur. Like if you're like an online business owner, like this is definitely something that helps, because we do like intermittent fasting during the program. So like what I noticed, and I think I mentioned to Jared, that I feel like a lot more focused throughout like that earlier part of the morning, like from like 8 to 12, I felt like a lot more focused as compared to like when I do eat breakfast and all that stuff. So that was like a big like benefit that I got from it, is like a lot more focus, and a lot more can get done as compared to like getting that breakfast and then you kind of feel like foggy brained, especially if it's not like the good food like what we're talking about. Then it's even worse. So like with the intermittent fasting, like it just helps you even more. And so that was kind of how I implemented into it. It really wasn't hard at all. Like it's not like something that's like, that's going to take too much out of your time. Honestly, it's like, it's even easier than like the whole like counting calories and like weighing everything out. Cause that's like, that really requires discipline. With this one, it's like, it's a very like, intuitive kind of thing. Like you already know, like he gives you the outline for it, and it's not like you have to go super crazy with it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it sounds like for you, I mean, you're busy. You've got calls and stuff you got to do every day. So it sounds like it's been pretty doable for you to, implement into your life without too much hassle. Or it sounds like it's been easier than what you've been doing before, which is cool. That
100%.
I think
Yeah.
I love that, how it's so simple. And the cool thing is you can do it for the rest of your life, right? Like it's not like it's like, oh,
Exactly.
I'm done after 6 weeks. It's like I can just do this forever. So that's what's really cool. So good. Awesome. So tell me, as you've kind of gone through the program, what are some of the things you've maybe learned about yourself, or things that have been like things you've done to be successful as you've been busy, as you moved, as you got all your things in your life. What have you done through the program that's helped you be successful and kind of stick to it?
Yeah. So I think just like, I would say like for this kind of thing, when I think back to it, like the thing that actually made it so that I was able to lose like 22 pounds in 6 weeks is like the accountability, first of all. And I think even like the first part, like even making the investment in the first part, you've already made a commitment. Like literally you've already like made like a step in the right place. Like nothing speaks more about commitment than like putting your money where your mouth is. So like, even by making the investment, like I feel like that already like was the right step in the right place, and it already like held me accountable to myself. Like I paid money for this, I'm not gonna like not do it. So that's one part. The other part is the accountability, like the weekly calls, and just like really having someone who's like who like knows like what's on the other side is very helpful, because like there were times where I was like, man, like dude, like I don't know, man, this is like pretty tough. And back to like the part where like what you learn about yourself is like, it's emotional mastery was like one of the things that brought up, because like once you cut down on all the stuff that you've like, that will, like for me, for example, when I cut down on all the stuff where I was eating that I shouldn't have, and then you just like go all clean, like man, that like brings up a lot of stuff. And like you have to really like have to control like your emotions, and like, you know, just like, you know, that urge to like go for that cookie, you know, when it's just out there. So that was one part. It's just like more emotional intelligence, and I think that's like beneficial like in business and like in relationships and like everything. So just like really like learning how to like process through that even better and get more like emotional mastery is like super valuable. It's like one of the benefits that I got from this. And like we even talked about this, like the whole journaling, and like those were, I feel like that call alone, I don't know if you remember that. We were actually right here while we were having the conversation. It was about like the journaling stuff, and I was like, man, that was powerful. He like went into like all this stuff, and that was like, I feel like that right there like really like stuck me through like in getting this thing done.
Yeah, awesome. I think that's huge. Well, and I always say that the most important thing you can learn when we talk about weight loss is just to learn to be in control of your own I think that's the most important thing in anything we do is self-mastery. And it's a huge thing. It's why we emotionally eat. It's why we overeat. It's why we eat every barbecue and weekend and birthday and holiday. It's why most people struggle with, you know, the same 20 or 30 pounds their whole lives. It's because they don't
Yeah.
learn to kind of dig deep into why. So, okay. Now, how is that? So I know that's been a big component for you. We've talked a lot about that emotional control. How has that impacted you with your food, but also in other areas of your life? I mean, you mentioned business or other things. I mean, what kind of impact do you feel like that's had as far as helping you be a healthier person in general?
Yeah, definitely. Hold on, let me just take it off. So yeah, in business, that's a big thing. Because like emotional mastery, it's like, man, like there are times when like if you have an online business, like I'm sure Jared, you come up with this as well. There's like ups and downs. It's not like when you have a job, it's like very steady. It's like you have ups and downs, and like even without like even if you weren't doing this, like there's still like stuff that will test you emotionally. So this like I feel like this kind of helps even more. Like it's like doing like a cold shower or anything like that. When you like restrict or when you like limit certain foods that aren't good for you, like then you have to like really like go inside. And one of the things that kind of stuck with me when we were talking about hunger, you said that like hunger is actually like a good thing. Like it actually is like a sign that you're in control. And I was like, whoa, like that's powerful. It was kind of like a reframe. So I just kind of use that same like that kind of reframe in like other parts of life as well. Like if you just kind of like switch your perception around something like hunger, it seems like it's a bad thing, but really in reality, it's actually a good thing. It shows like just how like powerful and in control your mind is over your body.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I like that. I think that's huge. I think I think we all could benefit from that wisdom right there that you just shared as far as learning to be in control, whether you're a parent, a spouse, a business owner trying to lose weight, whatever it is. I mean, that's huge. So very cool. So as you've gone through the program, was there anything or what was maybe we just talked about it, so we may be doubling up here, but what was your biggest like aha moment or some aha moments, things that you were like, oh, like I need to work on that, or like I learned this, or just one of those like aha things that stuck out to you that might be helpful as someone else is kind of joining the program?
Sorry, repeat that one more time. It was like echoing on my end.
Oh, I said, what was your maybe your biggest or a couple of your aha moments or things that you learned along the way that maybe as someone's coming through the program could help them as they get started, something that maybe kind of stuck out to you that you learned.
Yeah. So for me, it was definitely the emotional mastery part. That was like the biggest part, and it was kind of like the most unexpected one too, because like I came into this thinking like, yeah, man, I'm gonna lose this weight, and like my weight scale is gonna have a different number on there, and that's gonna be the result. But like the actual end result was like better like focus, more emotional mastery, which is like a big thing. Like the habits that I had to instill like to make it happen, like the journaling and like meditation, I did that a lot more. that was something that just like made me better as a person. And that's kind of like, you know, one of the reasons that I came into this is like, you know, my why, like I want to become a better person like every day. Because if you're not doing things like this, where you're like, you know, trying to become better, like in health or in like fitness or all that stuff, then you're like decreasing in that area. So for me, it was kind of like, dude, if I don't do this, like, it's not going to get any better. Like there's no such thing as like linear growth in anywhere. It's either going up or it's going down. So it's like, if you're like watching this right now and you're like kind of, then it's like your health is either like getting better or it's getting worse. So it's like, how bad do you want it to get? Like for me, like I got to a point where I was getting to like 225 pounds. So it was just like, that was intolerable for me. And it was like, I just didn't want to do that anymore. And so, yeah, I mean, the whole part of this and like what I got from it is like a life skill and like how to eat. Because like once you broke it down and like you showed me like through the program and stuff, it's like how to like actually eat and like how to actually structure your food so that now you're adding like vegetables and like fruits and all that stuff, and like along with other things. But yeah, that was like one of the biggest ones. Yeah, kind of like a life skill that you get.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So, okay, very cool. I think that's huge. I think to, you know, have the ability to learn those things is amazing. I think that's a life, it is, like you said, a life change for sure, which it was for me too. When I learned this, it didn't happen for me in 6 weeks. It happened in about 6 years, but it was definitely a life change for sure. So as you've gone through the program, I know you've when we talk about results, you mentioned results there. Tell us a little bit about some of the results you've seen, or things that I mean, you mentioned emotional control. We know you've lost 22 pounds. Tell me a little bit about that kind of stuff. Like, what are the results you've seen as you've gone through the program?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, it was like more than what I expected, like way more, because I thought it was, like I mentioned, just going to be the weight loss and that's it. But as a result, it's like more focus, which helped me in business, so I could become like, you know, make more money, which is, you know, why we're in business. And then also the emotional mastery. And then one that was like really unexpected and like I really like was struggling with is like asthma. So like I've had that for like quite a while now. And it was like something that I like honestly like struggled with. It was like usually during winter times it gets like kind of worse, where it's like gets hard to breathe. So like anyone that has like asthma or has dealt with that before knows like how horrible it is to like, feels like you're breathing through like a straw essentially. So that was something that like now I don't even like use my inhaler anymore, which is like, it's crazy. Because I used to like use it all the time, like at least like 4 times a week. And it just like went down and down. And yeah, Jared explained it was how like the inflammation in your body like builds up, and that's like one of the things that like causes things like asthma. So I don't even like, I haven't used it like at all, like this whole week or like, I don't even know when the last time, but yeah, I haven't used that at all. It's like still in like my suitcase over there, not being used. So that's one of the most like, that right there is like one of the most powerful ones. And like if you're, I know for sure, like if someone out there in your audience is like has asthma, like damn, they'll pay anything to like get rid of that. Like honest to God, they'll pay anything. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have to put this disclaimer out there. I cannot promise you that I'll get rid of your asthma. I can guarantee you're going to lose weight and you're going to get healthier, which we see some really cool benefits. So things like reduced asthma or not having to use your inhaler, which is really cool. I mean, that's phenomenal. Yeah. And then obviously you mentioned improved focus, which is huge. I mean, obviously the weight loss is always fun. Yeah. Which, you know, improved focus improves business and you can make more money, which like, that's awesome. Especially if you own your own business, that's always a good thing. So man, that's huge. Those are big things that have happened. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. And so, it was like, cool. It's crazy because like, it's so exciting. I was saying,
go ahead.
I was saying it's like so exciting because like once you're on the program, like you, like every day there's like literally like a pound that gets shedded. And I've never like had weight loss at that level, like just really fast. Like the fastest I've had was like 15 pounds in 3 months. This was like in a span of 6 weeks. So literally every day, like I looked at the scale and it would literally go down like consistently, like every single day it would go down. And like, dude, it's so encouraging. Like that's another thing that keeps you going as well, is like seeing that weight scale just like go down and down and down consistently. And like, it's like, I would think I was honestly thinking that at some point this thing's going up. Like it's there's no way it can go down this long, and it just kept going down and down and down. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And that is, I think that's one of the hardest challenges for people when you're trying to lose weight. And you probably experienced this before. Is you experience discouragement and burnout because you're like, I'm not seeing any results. The scale's not dropping. I'm killing myself in the gym. I'm starving myself. Like, what's the point? I might as well go have pizza or whatever. And so it's really
Yeah.
discouraging to not see the results. So yeah, that's cool. That's always a fun thing when the scale just keeps dropping down day after day, which is really
Yeah.
cool. So that's awesome. So good. Well, those are some fantastic results. I love to hear that as far as what you've experienced, which is really cool. And the cool thing is we can keep experiencing that. We just keep following the guidelines. You have the plan. You have the way
Exactly.
to eat, and you've learned what to do. So tell me, what's your biggest like going forward in your life? Obviously, one of the things I kind of teach or say that I'll help people do is help you lose it but keep it off, right? So for you, what's something, maybe one or two, however many you want to talk about, things that you're going to take forward into your life that you feel like will help you keep the weight off and help you sustain this healthy living?
Yeah. So I would say it's the principles that I learned from it, like all the stuff that I asked you like during the calls and stuff, like not even just related to like nutrition, but also like the habits and the routines and all that stuff. That's like stuff that's like lifelong. So I want to keep that. And then also going forward, like, I want to experience more weight loss as well. So we'll be doing like another round soon, like I talked about. So that's another thing as well. And also I don't want to get like old looking, that's another reason why I want to like really stick to this. I want to be looking like you, man. Freaking when I'm like really like, let's say like 50 or 60, man. I want to look really good. So I know that's not gonna happen if I do like cookies and sugars and all that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of like the long term.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that compliment. I'm definitely not 50, but I feel like I
Oh
do
no, I
look a
didn't say
little
you were
bit
50.
younger.
No.
No, I know. But the cool thing is I do know people who are 50 and they eat similar to the way we talk about or people on their program, and they're all the
Yeah.
time like, you don't look like 50. You're like 30 or
Yeah.
45 or 40. So I think that's cool. So habits and principles that you've learned through the program. You said and obviously your why, it sounds like, is a big thing. Just having your why that's going to motivate you going forward. And then obviously the second round of wanting to lose more weight will obviously help. But yeah, those are huge. I think
Yeah.
the why that you mentioned, like sticking to it, wanting to have your goals and keep those in the forefront of your mind, is so important for really anything. I mean, that can be applied to weight loss or to any part of life. But having that why, I think, is a huge, strong foundation. So that's awesome. So very cool. So
100%.
okay, so couple of last questions I always like to ask as we kind of wrap things up here. So if there were a type of person, like a person that might benefit from this, not anyone specifically, I don't want you to call somebody out, but if there was a type of person that might
Yeah.
benefit, like a group of people, a type of person, who would that be in your mind that could benefit from and see similar results that you have?
Yeah. So I would say the person that this would be like perfect for, like absolutely perfect for, is someone who's already tried like at least some sort of program, or like has already like tried maybe like what I've done, where you have either bought like a program that is like related to like losing weight or whatever, or have like got an online coach and you just haven't seen the results. There is a reason for that. Like if you're not like losing the weight and you're like following their guidelines, like there's a reason why that's happening. And if it's happening consistently across online coaches, then it's probably not like the program, or like the type of diet, or even like the amount of calories that you're doing. It's most likely something like happening like at a fundamental level, like usually with like the insulin or inflammation in your body. And so like in order to get rid of that, like gonna call with Jared, like that's who the type of person I would say is like they're looking to lose weight and they've already tried like a bunch of other things and it just doesn't come off like that. That would be like Jared's your guy for that.
Cool. I like that. I like to be known as that guy. I actually really like working with people who've tried and tried and tried and tried, because it's
Yeah.
usually, like you said, there's something bigger going on. There's a reason why you can't lose weight when you've tried before. And it's really, I mean, it's a common reason for most humans because our bodies all kind of operate under similar principles. And so it's really about just addressing those principles the right way. And I love that. So very cool. Well, I appreciate that. So last question, just to kind of round things off here. For someone starting the program, just join the program and or maybe even thinking about it, we maybe talked. What would be like your one piece of advice for someone that's coming into the program as far as how to see results? If they're like, I want to be like Gilberto, I want to lose the weight, I want to like get healthier and improve my focus and energy and all that stuff, what would be your like one, maybe two pieces of advice for them?
Yeah. So I would say like my best piece of advice and what I would give to myself if I were to like start like again, like to myself, like what was it, 3 months ago? I would say like trust the process, like just like trust the process. Cause I feel like I was like, you get like all these things like, is it going to work? Like, I don't know. It's like another program or whatever. Cause those thoughts come up naturally. And if you just like trust the process, then you're going to see the results. Like if you start like veering off of it, it's not going to work. But I mean, you already see like me and Jared on the call here, and you've seen like his testimonials of people. I mean, I'm on this group as well, and I see like consistently he's having people like consistently like get on these Facebook lives and say like what their results are. Like that right there is a proof that this stuff works. And I would just like keep that at the top of your mind. Like, dude, there's other people seeing these results, and they're in the same position as I was. Like, there's absolutely that I can't see the results as long as I just stick to it. So that's what I would say. Like, just trust the process because he's already got it dialed down, and like he's literally going to give you everything. You just have to like trust him in the process, and it's going to work out. Like literally, you just have to like keep that at the top of your mind. That's what I did.
Cool. Well, I appreciate that. That's what I always
Froze
say,
up on
right?
my
Trust the
end.
process. Just let your body get healthy. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it like froze up on your froze up a little bit. But yeah, I can see you now.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I appreciate that. I can hear you. I can see you. Oh, okay. You there?
Yeah, I'm
Cool. I can hear you.
yeah,
I was just,
I can hear your
I
audio.
was, okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was just saying, as far as that goes, I think that's right on. I say that a lot. Trust the process, right? It's about getting the body healthy. And just let your body do what it needs to do, and it'll work. So, you there, Gilberto? You're breaking up. Okay, so Gilberto, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Gilberto?
I think it froze up. I'm not able to hear you.
Oh, weird. Anybody who's
Okay.
watching, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it must be on
Cool.
my end. It's the Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi here in Mexico. It's not all that great.
Cool. Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I was just saying, I think that's great advice for anybody joining the program. I usually say the same thing. Trust the process. You got to just let your body do what it needs to do. It's not about forcing. It's not about more calories, burning or less calories coming in. It's not all these things. It's just trust the process and keep moving forward. So I love that, man. I appreciate your words of wisdom here for people joining the program. And I also am super pumped for you. I'm excited for your progress as far as not just the numbers, the weight loss, but the improved health overall, the improved asthma, improved
Yeah.
business. It sounds like that's exciting too,
Yeah.
which is really cool. So I'm excited for what's to come as well. So awesome. I
Oh yeah.
appreciate you being willing to come on and share your story with us.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me. And thanks for all the results. Like really, dude, like literally this is like one of the best investments like I've literally ever made. Like I've bought like $1,000, like $2,000 mentorships and all this stuff. And there's like some that didn't work out or like help my business. Like this is like help my business and life and like my weight. So like, dude, literally if you're watching this right now and you're like still not on board, like literally just get on a call. Just get on a call and you're going to see that this guy knows what he's doing. Like literally just get on a call.
Well, I appreciate that. That's really kind of you. And I think I've experienced the same thing. Like when you take control of your health, everything improves. So awesome.
100%.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go. I know it's later for you than it is for me, but thank you again, Gilberto, for being here. And obviously you and I will continue communicating, but anybody who else has questions, feel free to reach out, comment below. I'm sure either one of us could probably answer your question for you. And appreciate your time again, Gilberto.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here, man.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later.